Hi, guys. It's me today on the show, and there's a lot of show. 7 in 10 Americans say Trump's economy rocks. Man, does he suck at being a bad president. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, totally doesn't know how to, totally talk. A bikini brawl at spring break with video. If your friend's thinking about jumping off a bridge, don't push her. And what do moms do to combat their kids watching porn? Well, they make their own. All of that coming up. Stick around.
It's the Rob Carson Show. Are you ready to be pod smacked? Now, here's Rob Carson.
Well, you better be, because I'm going to pod smack the hell out of you today. We got a lot of stuff to get to. I mean, I haven't even scratched the surface. What I just talked about there, there's much more. There is much more. Welcome to the show. Glad to have you here on Range Broadcasting. Really do appreciate you joining me. Been a very busy couple of weeks. Haven't been able to do as many podcasts as I want, but we're going to make up for it. We are going to make up for it today. So, yeah, stick around for it. tpublic.com, conservatees. tpublic.com, conservatees. Some brilliant designs by my designer, Sam Cangelosi, politically incorrect apparel and whatnot. Socialism sucks. I don't care that you're not offended or that you're offended. tpublic.com, conservatees. There's an Alexandria Cortez thing. A whole bunch of designs there I'd love for you to check out. So please do, if you want to go ahead and order there. You can put stuff on T-shirts, mouse pads, mugs, onesies, hoodies, all of that stuff. Okay, let's get started, shall we? Donald Trump sucks at being a bad president. He really does, because America's convinced, and a lot of people, anti-Trumpers and, of course, the left, say that Donald Trump is the worst president ever. Unfortunately, his economy is rocking, so don't come a-knocking. 71% of the country says the nation's economy is in good shape, the highest share to say so since February 2001, which I believe was before 9/11. The best rating during Trump's presidency by 2 points. Majority give the president positive reviews for his handling of the nation's economy. 51% approve, and his overall approval rating has ticked up 42% in the new poll. 51% who say they disapprove of Trump's job performance overall represent the lowest share to do so in CNN polling since the start of his presidency. 42% approval rating, despite 90+% of the news coverage of this president being negative, being profoundly negative. He's doing a pretty good job. I'm not trying to be just a 100% Donald Trump supporter. I'm not particularly crazy about his tweets and whatever, but man, economy's doing pretty darn well. Pretty darn well. This is pretty cool. I'm going to tell you a story here, guys, real quick. This network, back in October, before October the 11th of last year, had 30 Facebook pages and 19 million followers. And on October the 11th, all of them went away. Facebook took them all down. Terry Littlepage, the CEO, the executive of this enterprise, lost everything. Over $250,000 invested in building an audience on Facebook to have it taken away. No contract, just the money taken away. Congressman Devin Nunes filed a major lawsuit, $250 million in compensatory damages, $350,000 in punitive damage against Twitter and a handful of its users. This happened yesterday. Now, this is one of the platforms, social media platforms, that are shadow banning and getting rid of conservative thought. That's what's going on. They secretly hide their posts, systematically censor opposing viewpoints, totally ignore lawful complaints of repeated abuse behavior. Nunes claimed Twitter wanted to derail his work on the House Intelligence Committee, which he chaired until 2019. Nunes says Twitter was guilty of knowingly hosting and monetizing content that is clearly abusive, hateful, and defamatory, providing both a voice and financial incentive to the defamers, thereby facilitating defamation on the platform. Okay? Now, let me explain what that means in English. There were several people on Twitter. Well, Twitter, first of all, shadow banned Nunes. And there were several people on on Twitter who abused Nunez anonymously. By the way, this is according to, and think about this, because how much we rely on these social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. What else do I maintain? Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. There are a bunch of, access to Twitter is essentially essential for meaningful participation in modern-day American democracy. That's true. The president has shown that. Candidate without Twitter is a losing candidate. The ability to use Twitter is a vital part of our modern citizenship. A presence on Twitter is essential for an individual to run for office or engage in any level of political organization in organizing in modern America. Even the CEO of Twitter has said that, Jack Dorsey, he said that Twitter is a digital public square, but unfortunately, it's not open to the public. It's not open to conservatives. It's part of the public. One of the users on Twitter who've been able to defame Congressman Nunez is Liz Mayer. Published tweets that implied that Nunez colluded with prostitutes and cocaine addicts, that Nunez does cocaine, and that Nunez was involved in a Russian money laundering front. Okay? The complaint quoted a June 22nd, 2018 tweet from Mayer that implied Nunez invested in a winery that allegedly used underage hookers to solicit investment. The complaint also named Nunez's mom, not his mom, but somebody who claims to be a person with Twitter's consent, hijacked Nunez's name, falsely impersonated Nunez's mother for the sole purpose of attacking, defaming, and disparaging and demeaning Nunez. In her endless barrage of tweets, Devin Nunez's mom maliciously attacked every aspect of Nunez's character, honesty, integrity, ethics, and fitness to perform his duties as a United States congressman. And this is unfair. And this is unfair. This is allowing people to hurl rotten vegetables from the balcony anonymously. Another account named a defendant as Devin Nunez Cow, or Devin Cow, hashtag, or at Devin Cow, which reportedly called Nunez a treasonous cowpoke and utterly worthless. This is allowing people to destroy conservatives. This is one of the things that social media is doing to conservatives, like I mentioned. Our 30 pages and 19 million followers evaporated because Facebook decided to take us off the air. They gave us the opportunity, and this is by the way, I'm just going to mention something here. This is about 2 years ago. About 2 years ago. In fact, this month, 2 years ago, Facebook has started allowing broadcasting on your desktop to multiple Facebook platforms. I started doing it in January of 2 years ago. And they started collecting money to build audiences. And they've been building audiences for a while and allowing you to reach people and increase your reach by paying Facebook. And this went unadulterated and unaltered for, almost 2 years. And then suddenly, Facebook said, F you, if you're conservative. That's what they did. I hope that Devin Nunez tears Twitter a new hole, and I hope he goes after Facebook. I do. I haven't experienced any problems on Instagram. It's because most of my Instagram posts are about food. Just look up Rob Carson Show on Instagram and the subtitle, Carson's Crappy Kitchen. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, her approval rating in New York is plummeting because she's stupid. And she, totally kept Amazon from coming to Queens and creating thousands of new jobs. Median income, $150,000. Restaurants investing millions of dollars in the causeway to get to Amazon to get to work. She said that the $3 billion in tax credits that New York was giving Amazon to go there, $3 billion, I should say, was too much. And she wanted to take the $3 billion and use it on things like infrastructure. Problem. There's not $3 billion. There was some cash involved, but most of it had to do with tax credits to get the business to come to New York. And I got to tell you, honestly, Amazon has no one to blame but themselves for going to friggin' New York. You idiots. Why didn't you consider, hell, Des Moines, Kansas City, Atlanta? You go into a bastion of liberalism that's going to eat you alive. In Seattle, $275 per employee was the tax on just Amazon employees for coming to the city. So Amazon raised some hell. The city revoked the $275,000 tax. The city, Amazon, I should say, left the biggest office complex contract in the history of the city. They said, screw you. Because if you can do this to us now, you could do it to us after we open our headquarters. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. And they're smart. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez was at South by Southwest on Saturday. And she, she's not a very well-versed or, for that matter, intelligent person. And she's going to be a one-termer. Here is, like, her totally awesome, like, response. And her total, here's what she said.
Hi, everyone. Well, I think whatever, like, boo, like whatever. It's like, whatever, like, or whatever, like, just like, it's like this, like.
Okay, I was alive in the 80s, and there was a movie, I should say, called Valley Girl. There was even a song about it, and she was considered a dimwit. Now we're electing her to Congress.
Well, don't hold back. Tell me how you really feel about incrementalism.
Is like
she doesn't
like
know what it means.
Things like that. Because we talk
I'm losing IQ points just watching her.
About racism so much, we actually aren't talking about race itself.
See?
It's just like.
I've gone from talk show host to Patrick Star from SpongeBob in about 20 seconds.
Whatever,
Now listen, I've got verbal crutches. It happens. Yeah, it happens. I say but she's dumb.
In my opinion.
I don't care what your opinion is, doofus. Bill de Blasio, the mayor of New York, has decided to jump on the he's been on the climate change bandwagon for a number of years. And so he's doing, because meatless Mondays, okay? Taking school lunches and politicizing them. Now, late last week, there was a giant protest around the world with elementary school students, junior high students, skipping class to protest climate change. Okay, and they've got these kids so whipped up into a frenzy that they're terrified. They're terrified that the world is going to end before they're in their 20s, right? And so meatless Mondays in New York City is now going to combat global warming. This is meaningless because New York City is a pinprick on the surface of the earth. It is. But here is Bill de Blasio climbing on the meatless Monday bandwagon. I'm sure he probably went out and had a great steak that night.
I'm here at the cafeteria, PS 130 in Brooklyn with these amazing kids. I was spending
Why are
time
they
with
amazing?
fourth graders, seventh
Because they're not
graders.
eating
They
meat?
are passionate about wanting to make sure they are healthy and the earth is healthy. And they believe in Meatless Mondays. And I want you to know why we're going to do it for the whole...
Here's the thing. I just read a story. I'm going to have it on my my video podcast. Veganism is a really bad thing. People who go vegan lose their hair, lose their energy, lose their muscle mass, because it doesn't make any sense, because we are omnivorous by nature. Bill de Blasio, is he a vegan? That may explain a lot of things.
School system, because we need our kids to be healthy and a more balanced diet.
Didn't Michelle Obama do this, and the kids ended up dumping their lunches into the trash?
More vegetables, more fruits, more meatless options. Good for everyone, good for the earth, too.
Is it really good for the earth, you doofus? Animals have been eating animals since the dawn of time.
We know
it's a natural process.
We're going to have to do a lot to fight global warming. That includes looking at how our food is produced and choosing some other options, striking a better balance. That's what this is all about. And I got to tell you, when you're talking to a 10-year-old and they know this is good for their body.
And when you're a mayor and you have the intelligence of the average 10-year-old, they know.
The earth, that proves we're going in the right direction. There's a lot of enthusiasm. The kids told me that the food tastes better. Now that they have these meatless options, getting a lot of
I went to
tasting
Chipotle, got the vegan burrito as opposed to the steak fajita burrito, and it was actually better. No, it wasn't.
They're excited.
It kind of sucked.
To eat. They don't want to throw away or pass by. They actually want to eat their lunch. And as a parent, that is music to my ears. Always want our kids to eat their
That's
veggies.
The most scary
Now
thing he said.
Doing it. Enjoy.
He's actually reproduced. Whew. How rich is your state compared to the rest of the world? Now, you look at the United States, and we got a lot of people who are running for office who say that capitalism has never worked. It's never worked. We need to bring in socialism. We have 50 states in this country. We are about 3% of the world's land mass and about 1.6% of the world's population. And yet, using capitalism, we have propelled ourselves into the world leader at $20.5 trillion GDP in 2018. That surpasses, California, the state of California, despite the hobbling. Imagine what California could do without all the regulation and taxes. $2.97 trillion from California. That surpasses the United Kingdom. Any questions here, AOC? Any questions here about how terrific the capitalist system works in this country versus the rest of the world? Listen to this. Massachusetts, their GDP surpasses Poland. Georgia passes Sweden. New Jersey, the Taiwan province of China. Pennsylvania, Saudi Arabia beats Saudi Arabia's ass, thank you. Illinois, despite all of the taxing and overregulation and people leaving there, surpasses the Netherlands. Florida's GDP passes Mexico. I understand why they're coming here. One of our states kicks Mexico's ass. New York beats Korea. New York, you wouldn't do business there. Texas has a larger GDP than Canada. Well, okay then. And California has a larger GDP than the UK. But that's failure, right? Socialism works. Socialism works. Okay, let's get to the good stuff. Let's do the bikini brawl in Florida. Okay. Remember, when I first got to college, it was the first generation of Spring Break on MTV. It was the first generation of whatever that show was when they showed the people living together and all that. It was the first generation of that. I was in my 20s. And so Spring Break would, and it was like celebrating college debauchery for the very first time. And they actually had to censor it because it got pretty nasty. It got pretty dirty. And this was in the late 80s, okay? But now things have gone a little bit further. My son went to Spring Break, fortunately just at a cabin in southern Missouri, which, they were fortunately, there's nobody there with, a chainsaw wielding or axe wielding murderer with a hockey mask on. But nothing like in Florida. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, let's watch Florida Spring Break Bikini Brawl.
3, 2.
Oh, that's not it. Let's watch Florida State Bikini Brawl. We've all heard the cliche about chicks fighting and how cool it is. Not so much here. There they are, slappy, slappy. Yeah, this isn't really cool. This is not hot. I mean, I'm like going, hey, I might actually rip this some night. And instead of jumping in to stop the fight, they just keep rolling tape. One of the women apparently was wearing a neon swimsuit. That might be her right there. There. Had her top torn off. There. People saw some movie. And some people were shouting, chill out or break it up. Or some people were just like, keep going, keep going. Yeah, it's not exactly the cool chicks fighting kind of teasingly slapping, that kind of thing. I mean, who hasn't ever? Never mind, I'm not going to show you any more of my emotional house of cards. Let's just get rid of it. Make it away. Make it go away. Wish it away into the cornfield. Weird. Let's talk about a sponsor, shall we? How about this? Dot's Pretzels. Oh, my goodness, Dot's Pretzels. They are a gift from God, ladies and gentlemen, and a woman named Dot, by the way. Dot's Pretzels was made originally in South Dakota, and they were a family recipe from a woman named Dot. Yeah. She came up with these pretzels, and I swear to God, Dot, how did you do this? Because they are just amazing. This is American entrepreneurship at work. She created this glorious product in her kitchen, and they started selling it. You do not adulterate these pretzels with mustard. If you were in my room, in the same living room, and you had a bowl of Dot's Pretzels and some mustard, you tried to put mustard on it, I would smack your hand away. I would knock that mustard right out of your hand, ladies and gentlemen, and spray up against the wall like a shotgun blast. They're glorious. They're wonderful. A little buttery, a little oniony, little bit of heat. Order them online. If you can't find them near you, they are at Ace True Value in the Kansas City area. I know that. They're at Hen House in the Kansas City area. They're available up and down the I-29 corridor from North Dakota to the Kansas City area, and they're being made in Kansas City now and in Arizona. This is a glorious product. Dot's Pretzels, dotpretzel.com, dotspretzels.com. Order some big bags because you do not want to be without them. No, no, no. I'm going to get to the drag kid, 11-year-old Desmond Naples, known as Desmond is Amazing. This is an 11-year-old boy who recently went to a gay club and danced suggestively as howling men in the audience handed him dollar bills. This whole transgender nonsense has gone off the rails. So I'm going to get to that in just a second. Also, mom's concerned about your kids watching porn. Why not produce your own? Seriously, it's real. Joe Buckley gave birth to a daughter on Monday in Elmira in upstate New York. Baby Harper weighed as much as a 6-month-old child when she was born. 15-pound baby. She said it was like being hit by 2 tractor trailers as she describes the experience of labor as violent. They have several different kinds of bowling balls you can use. One is a 12-pound. That's pretty small. It might even be an 8-pound for your kid. And then there's the 16-pound, which is the one that I use. Can you imagine that being pushed out of an orifice in your body? I mean, I've had some really rough Sunday mornings, if you know what I mean. You know, you get up and you have your cup of coffee and there's been some, but nothing like a 16-pounder. She said it was pretty violent. She got stuck under my rib cage. It took 3 doctors, a medical vacuum, and a C-section to deliver Harper. The newborn, measuring 23 inches, currently on a breathing machine, is being monitored, and God bless the baby. Apparently suffered some trauma during the birth. They're watching her sugar and oxygen levels, so God bless the baby. The mom said she may end up a linebacker build just like me. I knew she was going to be big, but not 15 pounds. Harper's the biggest infant in Arnott Ogden Medical Center in Elmira that they've ever delivered. Wow, that sounds painful. Okay, let's talk about the drag kid. And I got to tell you, I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed for network television that they'd celebrate this kid. This kid is a sick kid. The parents of Devin Naples has they've been visited by Child Protective Services, and they should, because the child needs to be taken away, because these parents are unfit if they're allowing this kid to do this, to dress like a girl, to dress like a woman, to sexualize their child, and let the child dance in a gay club as howling gay men throw dollar bills at him. Unbelievable. The boy's mother said in a post that authorities have claimed the abuse allegations are unfounded. We have been accused of child abuse, exploitation, and maltreatment to the point that we have been backed into a corner trying to defend ourselves. We have been under a microscope since early December, and you should be, by the way. I never thought I would have to breach my own privacy and confidentiality to provide proof that has been demanded out of this malice. No, it's not malice. You are letting your child live a sick fantasy. Your child has genitals that are used for peeing. Okay, your child does not know that it is a boy or girl, with the exception of the innie or outie thing. But right now, the genitals of that child are being used as just for, getting rid of bodily waste. Allowing your kid to live this twisted fantasy, sexualizing, dressing provocatively, wearing makeup, and allowing your child to dance in a gay club. You need to have your child taken away from you. Michael Strahan, former NFL player, should be embarrassed and humiliated that he sold his soul to celebrate this on his show.
And if you haven't heard the name Desmond Napolis, get ready for this trailblazing 11-year-old drag kid who RuPaul is calling the future. His bravery is inspiring so many. We're going to talk to him in just a moment, but first, let's take a look at his amazing story.
Unbelievable.
I am Desmond. I'm 11 years old. I like pizza, trains, and drinking root beer since it's caffeine-free. I also do drag, and I love to put on makeup, dresses, and wigs, and of course, jewelry necessary. My full drag name is Desmond is Amazing. I feel very happy to have a mom that accepts me.
It really touches me deeply that there are other children.
They, if we keep pushing the bounds of what is normal, then abnormal is going to be the new normal. This mom is sick. This child needs some sort of help. I'm not saying the kid can't be gay, whatever, but at 11 years old, are you out of your effing mind?
Children out there that he's reaching, and they're listening to him, and he's influencing them to be themselves.
I'm very proud of him. I'm proud that he's found his path so early.
These people are brainwashed.
My greatest joy in this is just seeing Desmond happy.
I love doing drag because...
until Desmond eventually goes through hormone blocking treatment and has his wee-wee cut off, and then he's like suicidal, which, by the way, transgendered people have the same suicide rate as Jews in the German ghettos, hiding from the Nazis. Not kidding. Same suicide rate.
It makes me feel amazing and self-expressive. It feels amazing to know that people love...
You're 11. You know what else is amazing? A soft-served cone from McDonald's.
What I do. My one big message would be 3 words. Be yourself always.
Even if you're insane.
Please welcome Desmond.
Here comes Desmond.
AKA Desmond
And the audience
Amazing.
fluffers are going crazy. Here we go. Seriously, these people cannot be serious. They cannot be serious. Okay, jeez. I don't even know what to say. But I guess, maybe I'm transphobic. No. I'm looking at a little boy. That's a boy. That's a little boy. And people enabling him and making him a superstar. And because he's willing to dress like a girl and act like a girl and dance in a gay club, that's being yourself? What about skipping rocks, riding a bike? Is that being yourself too? Just don't even know what to say. Don't even know what to say. Taylor Smith on Monday pleaded guilty to pushing Jordan Holgerson, 16, from a bridge, the Molten Falls River near Vancouver. Okay. Now, I've done some stupid crap in my life. I have done some stupid crap in my life. Nothing quite this stupid, okay? I went to Negril, Jamaica, a few years ago, and I went with my morning show partner, Kimberly Ray, who works in Rochester, New York now. We went up, and they have this 60-foot cliff. You jump into the water. And I opted not to jump into the water, and she opted to jump into the water. And she jumped off, and her rear end looked like this, and her here she is. She went into the water like this, on her butt, okay? Legs here. She bruised her butt to her ankles black because she hit the water at the wrong angle, okay? Not a good idea, jumping into water from 60 feet in the air. Because you know what? You're not supposed to fall 60 feet on anything unless it's a giant ball pit or a marshmallow or one of those inflatable bags that they use in stunt movies. Taylor Smith appeared in court in Clark County District Court after accepting a guilty plea, charged with misdemeanor reckless endangerment. Pushed her on August 17th of 2018. She was facing a year in prison and a $5,000 fine. So basically, the 16-year-old was standing out there debating whether she wanted to jump, and Taylor Smith said, "Hey, why wait to jump? I'll just shove you." Here's the video before she jumped or fell, broke 6 ribs, and punctured both lungs in the river below.
Say no. No. Ready?
Did you hear that? Let's hear it again.
3, 2.
What's she saying? Ready?
That was somebody hitting concrete. That's what that sound was. It was the sound of Wile E. Coyote falling from the cliff and a little puff of smoke. That was that sound. Wow. The victim's mother said Monday outside the court proceedings that Jordan was undergoing physical therapy on her shoulder, suffering from anxiety. Probably not too crazy about going over bridges now. I just want it to be done. I just have these anxiety attacks, but there's nothing I could really do about it. But I'm playing softball. She added that her recovery was kind of on track, better than it was. She does not consider repercussions against her friend who shoved her. Dum, dum, da-dum, dum, dum. Coming up, a real-life Jonah gets swallowed by a whale. Not kidding. A guy actually gets swallowed by a whale. I've got the video, and I'm going to share it with you right after this message from Pit Barrel Cookers. Pit Barrel Cookers are amazing. They are glorious, glorious, simple, and awesome devices for smoking meats and grilling meats or veggies. You can do veggies too. Yeah, that's the Pit Barrel Classic there on the left. PitBarrelCooker.com. See the food there? That's my food. I made it. Yes. You can follow me on Instagram, Rob Carson Show / Carson's Crappy Kitchen. I've got a crappy kitchen, but you know what? You don't need a crappy kitchen if you got a Pit Barrel Cooker. They're amazing. You can get that classic there, $300 delivered to your door, and it'll last you forever. Those meat hooks, that's what you hang the meat on. Then that round device on the left is the where you put the coals. And then, of course, there's a grill. You can grill as well. PitBarrelCooker.com, PitBarrelCooker.com. If you order, mention you heard me talk about it. How's that sound? Okay, sounds pretty cool. So in Great Britain, mums are making porn. Hey, think about this. It's probably not such a bad idea. Probably not such a bad idea. Let me see if I got this thing here. Hold on. I thought I had it in here. Mums making porn. Hold on. Let me add it real quick here. In Great Britain, now think about this, because a lot of people, there are a lot of porn being made. I mean, I've never watched it. I mean, what is this prawn of which you speak? I have never heard it before. But no, there's a lot of porn out there, and there's a lot of really nasty porn out there. Okay? And so some moms in Great Britain have just, I don't have the video. Where is the video? So moms in Great Britain are actually, no, there it is. Here it is. I got it. So moms in Great Britain have decided to create their own X-rated porn, which is more of a loving porn. I mean, if you're going to watch porn, instead of watching a woman being choked and held down and screwed, it's actually loving couples getting together and doing it. You know, whatever floats your boat. Sure, because I'm against violent porn, all that crap. No. Here is apparently there's a documentary that they're showing right now on the BBC about moms making porn so their little boys and girls won't watch the nasty stuff. Here we go.
Easier for young people to access porn.
Yes, it is.
After 2 clicks.
5 concerned mums come together to tackle the porn industry.
We're going to make a porn film.
These mums want to make something new.
Anything healthy and loving.
We're not going to do it. It's a film about sex.
A brand new series, Mums Make Porn.
Moms make porn. Actually, I don't think it's bad. Remember when you were a kid, and again, I don't know, what is this porn? But remember when some other kid had porn that he hid in a trunk in his room or in the furnace, cold air return? Remember that kid that you heard about? That isn't me. Kept his dirty magazines in those areas. That isn't me. And mom would find it and throw it away. You know, that kid. Who was that kid? I don't know what his name was. Anyway. Let's just be honest. Some people, we like watching other people have sex. Some people like watching themselves have sex. I never got into that. I can't look in the mirror in the morning and go, wow, you're fat. And I'm gonna record myself having sex. I mean, that's like recording myself eating, for God's sake. Are you out of your mind? But porn is a reality. It's a reality a lot. It's a billion dollar industry around the world, everywhere. There's a porn for everybody. It's like, I like watching lesbians eat grapefruit. You know what? Come on. So, if you could make it so it's not so foul and awful and dirty and, 2 girls in a cup, which I never watched. I was on the radio and I had to talk about it. No, never, ever, ever, ever. Wrong. No. As you sit there and Google it, don't go there. It's awful. It's awful. I've heard, and I mean that. I haven't watched it. So, it just happens. And what's really scary is, where I used to have to, I worked at, a kid that I knew, what am I talking about? This guy that I knew worked at a truck stop where they had dirty magazines, and, at the end of the month, they throw the magazines in the dumpster. And this kid that I knew would go out and dig them out and take them home and hide them in his cold air return in his bedroom and in a trunk in his bedroom. This kid, maybe his name was Cobb Rarson, something like that. Anyway, yeah. I haven't really talked to my son about it. I said, if you are going to watch it, don't watch degrading and violent and awful stuff. Okay? Real-life Jonah, man swallowed by a whale. Rainer Schimpf, 51, from South Africa, set off to document a natural sardine run. No, it's not when you go to the store and you just really jonesing for sardines and you're like, man, I'm going on a sardine run. I'm going to go get me some sardines. No, nobody does that anymore. Who buys sardines? Anyway, he's checking this out. He was facing a potentially fatal outcome as he entered the inside of the creature's large mouth. They were 25 nautical miles from shore when the sea suddenly began to churn. It's sardine run, kids. And Mr. Shrimp, it's Schimpf, not shrimp. Maybe the whale thought he was a shrimp. Anyway, was swallowed into the mouth of the beast like Jonah's whale. Here is the footage. Check it out.
Nothing can actually prepare you for the event when you end up inside the whale, and then it's pure instinct.
That obviously is the promo for it.
For almost 15 years now,
Watch.
we conduct the sardine run, and we've always been documenting and filming it. It is a natural event which is the biggest migration in the southern hemisphere in terms of animals gathering.
Feeding frenzy too for dolphins and whales.
The day itself was a beautiful sunny day. It was flat seas. The sea conditions were
Watch
perfect.
this.
So that day we launched off the Port Traveled about 25 nautical miles from shore. Trying to get a shot of a shark going through the bait ball, and it all happened very fast.
Here we go.
It was the first day, and you kind of need to tune into the whole scenario. The next moment, it got dark. I felt some pressure on my hip, and once I felt the pressure, I instantly knew a whale had grabbed me.
He's in the
I could
mouth!
not imagine in my head how he was actually holding me or grabbing me, but I could feel the pressure on my hip. There is no time for fear in a situation like that. You have to use your instinct. Instantly, I held my breath because my thought was now he's going to dive down and release me at some point in time much deeper in the ocean.
A British whale has like easily 15 to 20 tons of weight, so if you get bumped by a whale with a flipper or with a tail, it can hurt you, can maybe also break your ribs. We were all not aware how the situation will end.
And then the next moment, I kind of felt that the whale was turning either way, and pressure was released, and then I was washed out of the mouth, and
there he
was
is.
Kind of coming back up onto the surface, where surely I wasn't looking too clever.
That's because, you know, the whale went, pah, pah, pah. I found a human in my food. Be like the equivalent of going to McDonald's and finding a mouse in your burger, you know? The whale's like, you know, I like me some sardines, but what the hell? Who put a human in my sardines? Waiter, come over here. What the hell is this human doing in my sardines? Seriously? I'm going to post this on Instagram. You are so screwed. I want to eat free at this sardine migration for the rest of my life. Yeah. This is something that bothers me. It's a more serious note. Alfonso Galindo noticed that his dog had really red eyes, bloodshot eyes when he'd get home. Soon went away after a while. So he's wondering what the hell's going on. So he puts up a video camera to see why is the dog having this happen. It's happened for months. And then he also noticed that his kids started having respiratory problems. What the hell? Why are my kids having respiratory problems? Just coughing and whatever? Well, it turns out the mailman had been pepper spraying his dog just for shites and giggles, as it were. Here's the video of the post office worker, the postman, spraying the dog with pepper spray, even though the dog is behind a gate, just to be a dick. Or a D word for Richard, whatever you want to call it. There's a dog writhing in pain. Reminds me a lot of our dog, Lucy. There's a dog in absolute agony. Have you ever been pepper sprayed before? Absolute agony. Agony. Not quite as bad as having a 15-pound baby, but it's pretty bad. There he is. There he goes. Hey, hi. Just being a dog. Just being a happy little dog. Just being a happy little dog. Yeah, I'm getting pepper sprayed. And then suddenly in agony. Honestly, wow. So far, I haven't heard anything about the postman being fined or anything, but apparently there were some repercussions. And there should be. Another dog story. Headline: Dog park Diane. White woman calls the cops on black man in Massachusetts because his dog aggressively humped hers in a canine courting session gone wrong. Okay? Here's the video of Franklin Baxley as the police were being called because his dog did what dogs do.
No, why are you calling the cops right now? Because I told you I wasn't leaving the park because my dog was humping your dog? I'm not verbally assaulting you. I told you I'm not leaving.
Attleboro Dog Park.
No, it's not.
I know it's
dogs humping each other, and she's calling the cops because my dog humped her dog.
That dog did not give consent. No. And they should have gotten it in writing.
I've seen every single dog hump another dog.
I mean, if this is the case, then I should have all sorts of lawsuits just from my calf alone. Just, okay, calf versus Shelby. Do I win? Yeah, absolutely.
And she tells me to
Calf versus boss. Oh, my calf was never consented to it.
leave, and now she's calling the cops. Like, are you serious?
Oh, you better watch your calf there, lady.
Yo, I can't wait. Yo, this is crazy. Because you heard of Barbecue Becky? Because this is the newest one.
Now, Barbecue Becky is apparently had some black people had a barbecue, and she had a problem with it. There were some racial undertones involved there.
Right here. Let me get her.
It should be Hump Leg Helga.
Wait. Let's see. So everybody know who this woman is. We can look this woman up. 3ZN996.
Oh, Lord. You know, I know. We think of our dogs as our children. But they're still dogs. My wife got a bag of these squeakers. You know, you ever notice when you get a squeaky toy for your dog? Well, you know, think about this. You get a squeaky toy. You know what the dog's going to do? Going to squeak the hell of that squeaker. You know why? He's going to squeak it, and then the dog will do everything it can to tear apart the squeaker and get it to stop squeaking. Do you know why? Because it reminds them of killing something. They squeak because it's another animal in distress that they're killing. That's why they do it. That's your dog. That's your little foo-foo dog. They like to squeak something because it gives them kind of the feel of killing something. Now let that dog lick your face. Wow. This is it. Reese Turner is a junior, plays basketball for Cushing High School in Texas. Here's the deal. He's a great player, and he's 4'4". Uh-oh. Wow. Come on, baby. Right there. Watch this guy.
Like it.
Come on. Watch this. Three from the tree. Boom. This is just great. I love this. Look at that. Look at that kid. Honestly, look at that determination of that young man. What a glorious story of this kid playing against the odds. I mean, honestly, wow. Wow. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. But it doesn't stop there, kids. We got some other stuff coming up in just a second, including a transgender man who gave birth saying, I don't see myself as anything less of a man. Okay. Let's talk about Three Little Pigs Barbecue. See that guy on the left there? That's Chris Marks. Chris Marks won the American Royal World Series of Barbecue 3 times. Unheard of. 600-plus teams from around the world get together in Kansas City and compete. He won the whole damn thing 3 times. He knows what he's doing. He's created some rubs and sauces that are going to blow you away. 3-little-pigs-barbecue.com. 3-little-pigs-bbq.com. Order these sauces and rubs. They are glorious. See that brisket in the middle there? I made that brisket. That's a picture I actually took, ladies and gentlemen. Food porn from me. Awesome. 3-little-pigsbarbecue.com. Their rubs are awesome. Speaking of which, I rubbed a giant turkey breast. It's in my smoker right now as we speak. This is like this big around. And I rubbed it with 3 Little Pigs. And no, actually, I did. 3 Little Pigs. Rubbed it, put it in the smoker. Pecan wood, 2 hours, 250 degrees. Oh. Gonna be so good. Transgender man has spoken candidly about the realities of giving birth to his. How is it a he? He's transgender. Okay, I'm getting confused. Giving birth to his first child with the daily abuse he suffered from strangers during his pregnancy. His pregnancy doesn't work out. Does not work out, because if I'm not mistaken. It's been a while since I was in But I believe the boy has a peepee and the girl has a nina. Nina is where the peepee goes. I don't want to be graphic here. Peepee goes, stuff gets out, goes up there, fertilizes an egg. Egg grows in the girl's belly because she has a uterus and fallopian tubes and ovaries. That makes you a girl. Wiley Simpson, 28, was surprised to discover he was pregnant February 18 while transitioning to become a man. The first child for Simpson and fiancee Stephen Gaith. Despite not feeling ready to welcome their first child and receiving judgment from strangers, the couple went through a pregnancy. Would you like to see the happy couple? Here's the happy and, I would say, actually quite insane couple. There they are. That's a nice look. There's mom. Yeah, mom with the baby there on the bottom, and she's got a beard. Has actually the same beard I tried to grow when I was in 8th grade. Yeah, mom tries to grow a beard. How are you going to, I mean, seriously, how are you going to explain this to the kids when you get a little bit older? Make it a little bit bigger so you can see it. She's got the facial hair of Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. That's a dude. How do they make a baby? Because there's a vagina somewhere and some ovaries. And there's some, what is it? Sperm up there. Wow. Speaking about the pregnancy, Simpson, who still has female reproductive organs, which makes her a woman with a beard. It's not every day that someone sees a pregnant man walking around down the road, so we received a fair amount of abuse. I would be told that I'll never be a man. Men don't carry babies, and everyone called me it. Well, I am not agreeing with calling you it, but I do call you nuts. Having gone through the transitioning process since I was 21 years old, having a physical baby bump was something so feminine that it messed with my head. Once my physical bump had disappeared, see this bump, there's a baby in there, and I was able to take my hormones again. I felt good about everything. Now myself and Stefan are just reveling in fatherhood, and he's a father who had a baby. Okay, getting a headache. And can't wait to continue our journey as a family. Again, wow. I don't see myself as any less of a man because of what happened, but I just do not identify in such a feminine way as to be pregnant, so it won't be happening again. I don't want to castigate all millennials, but seriously, what the hell? What the hell? I'm a Gen Xer. We were the last generation to have skin knees, not have a mobile device with them wherever they went, stay out after dark without mom calling. You know, I'm old-fashioned. But I have a peepee, not a nina. My wife has a nina, not a peepee. She had the baby. She's not a father. She's the mother. This ticks me off. And I'm just going to tell another dog story. Charles River Laboratories, Mattawan, Michigan. They have taken 36 beagles every year, and they subject them to year-long toxicity study on behalf of an agricultural chemicals company looking to test their new fungicide. The beagles who do not survive until the designated end date of the study in July will be put down so their organs can be examined for damage. Now, I am not a PETA member, and I like to eat me some meat. But there is no reason to subject dogs to this. I'm going to show you some of this footage. It is disturbing. Paging Dr. Mengele. Oh, let's rub the dog. There's the dog. We're going to rub his belly. We're going to pick him up. He's so terrified because he knows he's going to be tortured. More than 60,000 dogs used in experiments in labs across the U.S. They're used in toxicity tests for pesticides, drugs, dental implants, and more. Again, I'm not an animal rights activist. This is obscene. HSUS says Dow AgroSciences has publicly acknowledged that this one-year test is scientifically unnecessary. Over the span of nearly 100 days, an HSUS investigator documented nearly 24 short-term and long-term experiments that involved tests on dogs, including the fungicide test. Among beagles tested at the facility was a young dog named Harvey, who clearly sought attention by humans and was characterized by the laboratory staff as a good boy. Harvey was being used in a study backed by the University of Vermont to test the safety of 2 drug chemicals, which involve surgically opening the dog's chest cavities and pouring the substances into the area. As one lab employee observed, the day Harvey was killed was the best life he knew, simply because he was allowed out of his sterile cage to run around on the floor for a minute prior to being carried down the laboratory to the necropsy department for euthanasia. Sorry. This show is kind of an emotional roller coaster, in case you didn't know. We do laugh. We do cry. This is obscene. Human life is more important than animal. Of course. Don't do this to dogs. Don't do it to dogs. How could you do it? We have service dogs. We don't have service cats. I'm not saying that cats should be subject to this either. But we have service dogs. Dogs are heroes. Dogs serve in theaters of war. Dogs are amazing animals. Dogs are wonderful. How could we do this? Dogs. Absolutely has to stop. Absolutely has to stop. Sorry to get so serious there, kids, but, you know, unacceptable. Unacceptable. Okay. Think of what else we have here. Not a lot of time left, actually. It's pretty full show, actually. So I'll just go ahead and wrap it up at that. How's that sound? Cool? If you get a chance to, guys, go up and check out tpublic.com/conservatees. These are politically inspired, politically incorrect designs. 85 of them altogether. Hillary and 20 never being one of them. Socialism sucks. I don't care that you're offended. There's more designs on the way. Veganism is an eating disorder. If you just go to tpublic.com and look up conservatees, order something, will you? Also, if you could, help out our sponsors, Dots Pretzels, DOTZpretzels.com. Also, pitbarrelcooker.com, pitbarrelcooker.com. It's been a pleasure doing the show for you. I hope you had some laughs. I hope we've maybe made you think a little bit. Well, you think anyway. I'm not making you think. Maybe, hopefully, I made you laugh, though. How's that sound? In the meantime, God bless. Take care. Share this video with everybody you know and watch The Range. Free speech rules, even if it doesn't rule on Twitter and Facebook. I will see you again very soon. Bye.
Thanks for listening to The Rob Carson Show. Friend him on Facebook at Carson Show, on Twitter at Rob Carson, and on Instagram, I think Facebook.